ready? Look back at the camera this way. Alright, now to watch me. And stop worrying about the camera. That's because the camera is there for me as one of my assignments for my classes. So don't worry about it. It's not here to judge you or do anything weird. Alright, our bell work. It is. What kind of government do we have in America? Nope. Dang it. What? Nope. A rebellion? Alright, everybody. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. One nation under God. Alright, so why are we not a democracy? We're a democratic republic, but why aren't we truly a democracy? Yes, sir.
It's because democracy is where people vote for a law, and we don't vote for a law.
We don't have representatives, right? So we do have a say in the government, right? But we're not voting on every single thing that happens. Yeah? That would take a lot of time. Okay, we're talking about Republic today because we're going to talk about the Roman Republic. Alright, so we're leaving Greece, we're going to Rome. And we'll give you a quick overview of what we're going to be doing for the next month or so. Are you guys ready? Yeah! Alright.
Russian Romans.
Hello and welcome to the news at when the Roman period, a time when Rome was the most powerful city in the world, and who ruled Rome became a question of life or death. Literally. Here to explain more is Bob Hale with the Roman Report. Bob.
Thank you, Sam. Well, you may have heard that Rome wasn't built in a day, and it wasn't. In fact, it took them a whole year. The year 753 BC to be precise. And there it is, slap bang in the middle of Italy. Rome is founded, and it starts as a kingdom, which means it needs a king. And there it is. In fact, there were several, right up until 510 BC, when we get one called Tarquin. No, don't laugh. And he's a terrible bully. So bad, in fact, that the Romans just get rid of him. Not just him, but kings altogether. Righty. And Rome becomes a republic. Oh, excuse me, which means it's now ruled by the Senate. 300 elected senators, which makes it a democracy. A bit like our parliament, but a lot less shouting. And the busy senators have a massive empire to run, so they appoint people to do stuff for them. Lawmakers and governors and praetors and feasters and aediles and all sorts of other people with silly sounding jobs until Julius Caesar turns up and says, "Whoa, there's too many of you and your job sounds silly. Why not just have one person in charge of everything? Someone like, I don't know, me. Yes, Julius Caesar becomes dictator. He keeps the Senate, and basically he's in charge. A bit like the headmaster, but with a lot less shouting. Then Caesar gets murdered, yeah! And a fellow called Augustus takes over, and he decides the Senate is still too powerful, so he makes himself emperor, and says the Senate can only give him advice. And being emperor is a great job. There's banquets, and power, and helicopters, and money, except not helicopters, and it's so great that everyone wants to be one. People start queuing up to be next, and if they get bored of queuing, then they just kill the current emperor to take over, like this. Brilliant! Until someone kills them, and then someone kills them, and then, well, you get the picture. There's a lot of dead emperors. In fact, if we look at the emperometer, we can see that in 193 AD, there were 5 different emperors in just 1 year. Ooh, with a whopping 6 in the year 238 AD. And between 238 and 285 AD, there were no less than 25 different Roman emperors. 25? And then Emperor Gordian, and Maximus, and Balbinus, and Gordian, and Decimus, and Saturninus, and Iatopapanius, and Sicken like Macanus, and Ulatula Gay, Teladina, Macarena, we tell a hey, Paladina, Blina, where to be, Tagada, Macarena, Macarena, hey, back to you, Sam, hey, Polami, Sigaria,
Horrible stories.
Yeah, you guys are a tough crowd. So, that's what's happening in Rome for the next 100 years, let's say. Say we have a couple of things to get to before. In fact, we have about 1,000 so years to get through. Yay! Does everybody take out a piece of paper? Yeah! Alright. And what? paper in your book.
Pink. I like pink.
Alright, so here's what we're going to be doing today. Here we got one. Here we got five. Alright, here's what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to let you work by yourself or with a partner, but not with two. In a minute, I'm going to have you guys turn to the section in the book and we're going to make a timeline. But before we make a timeline about the things that are in the book, when we look at timelines, what goes all the way into the past? What's the oldest date you guys can think of? BC. What year in BC? 1 BC is all the way over here.
It would be like 500.
No. 1,000,000 BC. 500 BC. In fact, everybody start with 1500 BC. 1500 BC is what we always do.
BC is like negative numbers.
Yes, BC is like negative numbers. So when you guys are writing down, don't be confused if the numbers are going down. That just means that they're going up. Okay? Makes sense?
Negative.
Alright. So we're going to turn in your books to chapter 8, section 1. When you get there, there's going to be a timeline on the first page. That is not what you're writing down. Alright, this thing right here, I'll give you this one. This thing right here is not what you're writing down. You're writing down this. I'm going to have you guys go through and read this section, and when you come across a date, put it on the timeline. Across a date, put it on the timeline. It's chapter 8, section 1. Alright, yes, you guys take it with a partner, but not two. You guys have 15 minutes. You can do it alone if you want.
No, I have because her and I are fighting right now. I'm sorry. No, it's not Anna because she has What about Lydia?
Lydia, are you working with someone?
No.
Lydia.
What? What? I did not speak. That was Brent.
Anyways, look, we just have no, we haven't even. Anyways, alright. What? The first number is going to be 1,500. 1,500. Whatever you want.
We're getting the He's a little
Section 1.
I'm confused too.
Wow, that makes a lot of sense. But that doesn't mean anything, does it? You don't have to read the whole section, but you just want to know what you're writing down. They built something that was it example? Yeah. Oh, my. Wait, no, it's all right. Yeah. Hey, look at that. And then act like I have my headphones right here. And my phone was connected. Two boys, no wrong. Oh, wait. Two boys. Saved it. And I have it on. Pennies. How do you pronounce this? I'm just gonna check first. You guys have 5 minutes. 5 minutes. Oh, I found 3:30.
I found 3:38. What?
But they're not in Greece. So they wrote a seminar in Greece, not yet. But they had Greece. It makes me very I really remember the battle of Malfoy. For some reason, don't watch the movie, read the military here. You guys have 2 minutes. 2 Alright, time to go. Here we got one. Okay, so everybody do. Everybody move your chairs back to where they were before. But keep your timelines out.
Go this way now.
Back.
works right here instead of going all the way over there. Well, sometimes I don't think.
Alright, so we're going to be going through some of these dates and we're going to talk about why they're important. So if you missed the date, keep your pencils out right now and we go over it. So what's our first date? 1500. Come on up. You put that all the way over there in the corner. All the way over there. First day. So put it as far as you can. Okay. Alright, and what happened in 1500 BC? People started coming over, right? And when did they keep coming over till? 1000. Come on up. So that 1011 starts coming over. Are they together yet? When? They're coming this way. So were they together when the Latins first came over? No, they were kind of all scattered around. When did they start banding together? 800. Come on up. Now 800 they band together. They band together, what does that make? We now have something, we call it, we have protection. That is true, that's why they banded together. It's an alliance, but what do we call this particular alliance? Rome. We have Rome. So, in Rome, the Latins come together, and then we get some visitors. Who else comes over? And good thing to Italy. The Greeks and the Etruscans. Come on out there. Stay pretty close together over there. Alright. Now, when most of these places are starting, what do we usually have in an empire important to them? What do we usually have when people get together? How do we make decisions? A ruler. What do we call a ruler? A king. We have a king. Our king, our royal family in Rome is going to be called. That's alright. Alright, our royal family is going to be called the Tarquins. The Tarquins. Come on up, put the Tarquins up here for you. This is going to be happening in 650. In 650, the Tarquins are going to take over. And they're going to be there for a while. Yes, come on up. Be here till about 550 BC. But they are officially kicked out in 509. What happened in 509? Awesome. They overthrew Tarquins. And then we have this exciting color now. Go up. What? Because not only do we have the Tarquins kicked out, but we have the Roman Republic. Look at the years. Look where the years go. Come back over here. Hey, look at that. So these things both happen the same year, right? We kick out the Tarquins, we need a new government, we decide to go into a republic. Alright, and then, let's see what's here. In 338, see? They defeated the Latins. So remember the Latins? Who were the Latins? Right? The people who originally came to Italy, right? Alright, so 338. So, those are the Latins. But who else is hanging out in Italy? The Etruscans, and they're next to go. And 284. 284, we have the Etruscans. And what did I put on here? Alright. Now, when we say on here that Latin and the Etruscans are part of Rome, what do we really mean by they became part of Rome? What do we mean when a place becomes part of Rome? Are they saying, hey, let's get together, have a good time? Let's get together, yeah. They go to war, we conquer them. We also have one more place found, southern Italy. Southern Italy in 267 BC, part of Rome. So, this is where we stand with the Roman Republic. During this time, they're taking over. Are they really a big power yet? Are they big powers? Everybody's worried about them? No, they're not. They're kind of hanging out by themselves, secluded from everywhere else. We don't care about them yet. But they're still growing there. We will care about them in the future. The people right now are going to have major oversight when you look back in history because the Roman Empire is going to become one of the biggest empires ever to exist. But right now it's just little Roman Republic, just kicked out the Parthians, kind of trying to stick together. In 356, Alexander the Great comes. Where does he go on here? Where does he go? Show me. There you go, in the middle of those two. What about in 490, the Battle of Marathon? Come on, Anna. Yeah, that's hanging out there too. What about 605, Nebuchadnezzar? Remember Nebuchadnezzar? He made the Hanging Gardens. He took over Babylon. Who hasn't had it? They may not have a chance to put one up yet. They may not have a chance to put one up yet. Alright, Nebuchadnezzar's hanging out there in Syria. What about 563, Buddha comes on the scene. Remember Buddha?
Yeah.
Yep. He was in India, right?
That's what I heard.
Good job. Alright, we got, who's Homer?
He's
Not a philosopher. He told stories. What were his two famous stories? Iliad and the Odyssey.
Was that like his job?
He went around.
Feathers.
Alright, we got one more up here. In 1045, the Zhou dynasty, however you want to say it, that one was beginning in China. Anybody like to?
I would like to, and I have not told. That's all the way.
There you go.
Lindy, you took my time.
review. It's really good.
It is a review, but like sometimes, have you guys studied history? We look at Rome and we think this is a Roman Empire, this is happening right now, and then we go and we forget that everything else is happening in the world. Yeah, sometimes we have a tendency to do that, right? This is when Rome was happening, and Rome happened now, and then Greece happened over here, and they were happening during the same time, so they don't really touch. But they do. Remember Battle of Marathon, Alexander the Great? They're happening when the Roman Republic is starting. Whereas we have Buddha over here is hanging out in the middle of Tarkins. So is Nebuchadnezzar. Homer's writing the Iliad while they're still moving in. And the Zhao dynasty has already started over here, taking over from another dynasty, and we haven't even made it all the way in there yet. We have these different things that happen throughout history, and it's important. Why do we even care about dates, though? Why would we need to know that people moved in, that there were Tarkins? They're not cool, we don't like them, we like the cool stuff and bird stuff. Why do we care about their beginning? Because it's history. Because it's history. This is how history happens, right? If I were to tell you, and then there was Rome. Let's talk about Rome. What would you guys think? Would you guys have any questions?
Yes.
And then we got to Rome. We went from Greece, we're in Rome, we're going to talk about Caesar. Caesar happens in 44 BC. Yep, 44 BC. What do you guys think about the last 1,000 years? What happened, right? If we just jump in the middle of something, we have to know what happened. Well, here's what happened. People came over. They started a monarchy. The monarchy fell to a republic. And the republic fell to the empire. Now, why does the republic matter? Why are they in orange? I put them in orange. What's important about the republic? Do we care about republics today?
Kind of.
Kind of things about them?
This is Republic and Democrat.
It's not Republicans.
Oh.
There's only one republic, the Romans. There's no other republics. Good. Miranda. We have a republic, right? Isn't that what we had our bell work about? That we're a republic?
Yeah.
Yes. So does it matter that republics start here? Yes. Yes, because if they didn't happen, what would we not have today? A republic. Our republic, isn't it kind of important that we have a republic today? Yes. Yes. So here's where we go with history. You guys, is it important to remember history? Yes. What if people in the middle of like the Renaissance just decided that republic wasn't important to remember? Would you still have those ideas around today?
No.
What if we just decided that this doesn't matter? These don't matter. Just kind of hide right here. What's left? Less orange. Less orange. And the monarchies, right? The empires, the things that kind of have always been around, but we want to remember these new ideas: democracy, republic, philosophy, Buddha, things like that. So history is important. Yay, go history. All right, so our republic's important because we have to stay. All right. We're going to have an activity. Yay!
Yeah,
It's like an activity. Hey! Can we got one? Alright. At the beginning of the class, I showed you a horrible history. Yeah. Horrible history. Alright. Have you guys seen stuff like that before?
Yes.
Silly things?
Yes.
Can we clap once? Can we clap twice? So you guys have seen these sort of parodies or things that are kind of silly, but they still teach you things, right? Alright. I'm going to have you guys in groups of no more than 4. No more than 4. You guys are going to make your own horrible history or something along that line. You guys can either do something like they did in the video. We're not picking teams yet. Still listening to instructions, right? You can either do something like they did in there where you do the news report. You guys can do a skit. You guys can do anything about history. But wait, there's more. Is history the only thing that we've learned in here?
We learned math.
Math we learned.
What else is it?
What goes hand in hand in history, especially with the ancient world?
Science. Religion.
Religion, right?
Yeah.
And religion and other things we like to call legends, right?
Oh, yeah.
Usually, like if we look at today, if we look at last year, we know what happened, we know what didn't happen. But when you're looking all the way back there, there's a couple of legends that go along with it. So before we get into our first, I'm going to tell you some stories. Ready? Story time.
Story
time.
All right. Alright, there was a story. There's two stories about how Rome began. The first story, our first story is about Romulus and Remus. Romulus and Remus were supposed to be twin brothers, and they were left to die by a river. Remember we talked about Amblyside a couple weeks ago when we talked about Sparta and Greece? Well, that was happening all over the world, and these were brothers, they were left to die. But they were saved. They were saved by a wonderful wolf. Yeah. The wolf picked them up and he carried them and took them to a shepherd, and the shepherd raised them. Well, these twin brothers, when they were all raised and they were grown up, they decided they were going to go off and they were going to start a city. I wonder what city they wanted to start. Rome. But they hadn't decided that yet. They went out to start a city and they both started arguing. Who should they name the city after? Remus said we should name it after Remus, and Romulus said we should name it after Romulus. And they had this whole big fight. They decided, you know what, we're just going to make our own cities and we'll name each one after ourselves. We'll make two cities right beside each other. Well, one day Remus comes over to see his brother Romulus, and he looks at the wall that Romulus is building. He starts laughing. Ha 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 ha. And he looks at it and goes, that is a silly looking wall. I don't like your wall. Take it down. I'm going to kick it. I'm going to spit at it. I'm going to throw eggs at it. I do not like your wall. And then he starts walking away. Well, it's a bad idea because Romulus was so mad that his brother wouldn't go to stay with him, name it after him, and who was now making fun of his wall, decides there's only one thing to do, kill his brother.
That's nice.
And so Romulus kills Remus, and he starts a city. Now it's the only city because Remus is building his city instead. So Romulus starts a city, and what do we name it? Rome, after Romulus. And that's how Rome was supposed to be started. Another story is, here we go, Aeneas. Where do I go with Aeneas? Aeneas was a hero from the Trojan War. Remember the Trojan War?
Yeah.
Supposed to be because Helen of Sparta was stolen to become Helen of Troy. They sent the horse in. They jumped out of the horse. They killed everybody. Right? Well, the Romans believed that Aeneas, we're going to go with, escaped. He was on the hero of the Trojan War, and he escaped with a couple people, and he made it all the way to Italy, and they started a city there of the survivors. Now, why was this two stories? In fact, Aeneas was called the father of the Romans. The Romans thought both of these stories were true. They do not know, but they thought both these stories were true. We think that neither of these stories were true. Okay? We think these are legends. We don't think they're true. We think that the real reason that Rome started was because, remember when those Latins banded together? They needed somewhere to live. They started a city. They named it Rome. But, you don't know. So, if you look at this, let me say that's legend. Why does these two legends speak? What do they say about Rome? What do they say about Rome? Is it a friendly place?
No.
Sugar and teddy bears,
Yes,
flowers.
ponies.
Is that what the Roman culture is going to be based off of?
Yeah.
No. Right? Because think about it this way. We haven't even gotten into Rome yet, and we already have a murder, kids being left to die, a war, and a wolf. I mean, these are not nice things, right? When you start looking at the culture of Rome, it's going to be pretty bloody. Who's heard of the Colosseum?
Ooh, no, I don't know what to
What do they do at the Colosseum?
Killing people.
They fight to the death, right?
Actually, that's for arguments. Like, if there's two rich people, they would hire a guy to kill another guy, whoever.
Alright, back on subject. Alright, they fought to death. This was their entertainment. We have football today, and we like people win sports. women's sports today. We like football. We like baseball. They like to watch people fight to the death. They watch like people fight wild animals. They like to reenact battles. In fact, they even had a coliseum where once a year they would flood the whole thing and make a navy battle. But it wasn't just a play; they would actually kill each other. Does that sound like a lovely culture?
Yes.
Yeah.
It does. All right, let's kill each other. Go free for all. No, not really. Sit down. Take it. That does not sound like a lovely culture to me. This is a very violent culture, and it starts with these beginnings. The beginning of Rome. The beginning of Rome, which they believe was started on bloodshed. So it's really going to be this. Now, when we break up into our groups, you guys are going to make your own horrible history. You guys can choose to do whatever you want, but you have to differentiate whether it's fact or legend or just silly. Alright? So, like the guy up there, when he did his news report, do you really think the Macarena was part of the... No. But the Macarena was not part of Rome. But a lot of things that he didn't say was Julius Caesar did become emperor. Augustus Caesar really did kick out the Senate, say they were despisers. Things like that happen. So if you guys are going to put silly stuff in there, you need to be able to have some way to differentiate between whether it's true or false or legend. Like you did with the helicopter. You can do whatever you want, but it has to be school appropriate. Yes. So if we have epic rap battles, one, it has to have some history in it. We're not just rapping for fun. We're not making fun of the Caesar's hair or whatever. It has to be something from your books, something from section 1, and there must be a script. I want you guys to write down what you're going to say.
You don't have a camera.
Nope. We're not doing camera. We're going to do it.
What are we? How much time?
You guys are going to have until the end of class. I'm going to let you guys write a script, and if you guys finish before then, I'll have you guys perform them if you want.
Okay.
Ready? Break up. Push the mail on.
Jenna has some good ideas. Actually, I'll be a reporter. I don't know why, but I decided to launch her today.
We're all
You know this new edition. This new edition anyway. So Beaver had me You speak so fast you can hear. That's how fast I can speak. There should be the script. There should be the script. So fast that.
Oh wow.
That's a favorite. I have an idea, but I'm serious and you're asking me questions.
Yes.
You're in chapter 8. No. How about...
Do you notice?
Italy.
I already
What are you guys doing?
Italy. Pasta. Spaghetti. We should do this.
And pizza.
How about we do this?
No.
Spaghetti.
And
don't
pizza.
forget Olive Garden.
How about we do
They invented pizza too. Historical inaccuracy about. Okay, they invented pizza too.
Did you see that three-part movie that
No.
Yeah, it's like revenge.
I mean, I've seen it, but I don't do that now.
What are you guys doing it on? Oh,
Brooke.
Brooke.
Brooke. Pasta? China. Yeah. Spaghetti.
Oh,
I don't know.
Spaghetti.
Called like rice noodles. That when Marco Polo went to China, went to back with Vietnam,
Crying.
we said Marco Polo.
Yeah,
Yeah, we did, but it's just funny.
That's just so good. That's so good. What the time?
What do you call it?
It's like a monkey eye breakfast. That's historical fact. Oh, wow.
You're dead. I created the city.
Wait, did you just say you killed me and me? You're this random guy and you're the city.
I created the city.
That's weird. Oh, well, that's what it means too, though. We have to have actual historical facts too. We can't just have all legends.
So the rep in the
You said the rest. Let's talk about stress.
Wait, if we're doing a rap, we can do it like a rap.
The rap poker. The rap poker.
Okay, the rappers. We take this one now. Okay. I'll show you which one's right.
The
Bad, good,
rap
bad,
made
big.
stress. Rap made stress.
What should we do? We need to
Maybe.
Bad.
They say no.
Maybe bad.
Wait, this is the one I want.
Are you gonna bust it?
Bad, good.
Are you gonna bust it?
Which one are
Are you gonna bust it? Oh, I'm gonna get it. Are you going to? Hey, Brooks. Why is James all over there? I said James. So I said James. Alright, Brooks is gonna be These are gonna order because
Yeah, you'll be the entertainment section. You'll be the Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night Live. We're doing the culture diversity. And we're doing it in India.
Who are you?
I'm a time travel scientist. Oh, and also I get to do the beat. You're gonna be the one that's doing the music, right?
True. Fucking big song. I don't know.
You're not gonna rap. You don't have to do it on going like.
I gotta really bad. I got really bad recording from my head. It's just inaccurate. Go.
Wait,
that was just that. That's not bad. That's an actual movie song.
Okay. I'm the Islander. That means I'm a key islander.
Hey,
I'm a key islander.
Did you name jeans? Yes, the jeans.
The one that didn't die.
The one that didn't die.
I don't know. I don't know. We just got.
No, I'm the time travel scientist.
No, Brooke should be both. We can't have the skits right next to each other. We have to have a free skit because we can't have the interview going right
I'm
now.
the A minor. You can't spend time on this. I'll be the laugh track. You make jokes like,
He's the time travel. What? I think it's in her pocket. Tell me though.
Or if you want to do
It's like, okay, how do Why are you saying what? You bring 50,000 I'm not.
I need to like. Oh, guess what? I'm gonna write it down anyway.
He's gonna motion there. Where we both can do
How about you can be my pet dog?
Did you see all the
You can be my German Shepherd.
I have to put like.
I didn't know.
You're gonna be my German Shepherd. Get down on the ground.
Just stay that way.
Get on your knees.
We're not focused. So, skits, we can do the Trojan War. I can be the
Well, I can't rap.
and you guys can like,
He was.
Wow, that was
that's
strong.
how
Yeah. If you do that, they never gonna die. Wait, no, but that's like
No, and then you decide you're like,
I'm gonna be the guy that will destroy you.
okay, still yeah, I have to be an actor because I'm like,
And you're supposed to be an actor. Then he had said,
I have a brown board. I don't know how to write a rap.
what are we doing? I'm doing this.
This is really bad.
I'm this. I know you came here already.
Wow, that's so bad.
But I'm about to do
Like, I'm not saying about rap, why did you do this?
Alright, so how about we get this? Brandon, we get it. We're gonna skate. We're gonna skate.
I knew it. right?
Yeah, do
Yeah.
something.
I'll be the sad one. Wait, I have one. That doesn't matter.
Yeah, like, no, you have to do the channel, like,
No, but this is the last
Wow.
That would be like,
Actually, more like That's not what it is? What happened to this man? Oh. Dude, I can rap better than you. Hey, she's better than you, bro. Exactly. She got too good. That's something better. I made a Nintendo rap. I did pretty good. Yeah. I was on a rap. That was more like Crash.
Having math at the end of the day is like, no one have to go to math.
Wait, do we have to send this today?
Miranda.
Because I will write the entire rap. You can't just have that. Make that like 5,000. Okay, you write the rap, I'll write a rap too.
a silent skit.
Yeah.
Yes. I'm gonna be able to
No, wait, make a beat. You need to make a beat.
Who goes for it and do the script writing? Say I.
Wait, is that my paper? That's my paper. Right? Thank you. You're taking everything I know. Right? Get my paper.
I'm so bad, bro.
Right? It's so bad. There's a rat.
Who goes for
That's not mine, it's his. You want to see mine?
Either one.
It's mine.
She's refusing to do the script writing.
Bitch by Riverman. It has to be a rap.
Exactly my point.
Rap
No,
hard
it
life.
has to be like a person there's like a train going off the bridge and then suddenly the screen goes black and I'm like,
Yeah, wait.
Unless it's like.
and it has to go triple like and separate.
I made a Nintendo rap.
Okay, how about
Yeah.
You might need to like she's gonna need either I need to take that home or she's gonna need another paper.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's no. Okay.
Yeah, I call me a baby. No, so who knows to be the legend where Rome is famous?
Yeah.
Can I be the person that dies? I mean, that's not right. Right, my brother. So doing the legend where
And that's not silent.
Yeah,
And I'll be the
silent.
silent.
My head first.
Wait, are you the one that?
Alright, so
I'm crazy for history. It's silent.
So you have to go right next to
We
the
need to
one.
keep running the
And then
shop fish.
It's really just a shepherd. Lydia's the wolf. Lydia.
What?
So
Would
we
you
can.
like to be a wolf or a shepherd? Okay.
Right.
Wait, hold on.
You
Okay.
gotta sound like that again.
Lydia the shepherd. Write it down.
How can we mean Wait, let Rush read and I'll make the beat.
Okay, and you guys too. They talk about death sentence here. I'm trying to give it to you. You don't say that, just leave him alone. Just leave him alone. And then we go. And we're like, I'll shake you. Okay, so your name is Embrace you. And now I know. Wait, my dad died. What? Sorry?
This isn't dying.
Wait. If I make one good, I'll drive past that.
Just read it normally.
Alright, so I'm gonna come to you. Alright, go.
I'm so traumatic death.
No, you're supposed to get this. Who could read that? He's doing a silent movie. You're supposed to do it like that.
This is after something else.
And he
Right,
runs
like
like.
that is what we're doing. Go,
Have
start again. So don't go over.
If you're just talking about like, I'm so mad I could that be delivered.
What a shepherd.
Also like, allow that don't be like close to grab delivered. That is delivered.
I know. No, I crossed that off.
So you
And then the military
right?
No, I'm like really old. I like the and then you take like a side and you put you take it on the wall. Wait, where was that again?
Alright, let's try practice it. So
I'm sorry.
We're babies.
Sex
Ready?
Exciting. Cool. Cool.
Yeah, I'm sure.
I'm eating it.
You want me to say it?
I
Whoops. You want me to add it or not?
Yeah, you gotta go like you guys break
Okay.
nine.
Alright, go. Well, you're dead.
What are you trying to do?
Let me say it. I'm gonna die.
You'll die now.
Being taken to the
How
ground.
long is it?
So,
9 minutes.
and why he's on the floor, but yeah, he didn't breathe at all. Neither did I. That was just making sense. Well, I got this at the end. I got this at the end. Wolf. Over there. No, you make that copy for me. I just make sure. This is amazing.
Try to find something that rhymes with words.
I don't know what that was. That was like super wrong.
Yeah, that was only 31 seconds. I've got an idea. So, it is like taking care of the baby. And then put like maybe something. And then he's like,
And then after you hold up the roll, she would be like,
Open it like that?
and then everyone's like,
you should do something.
I don't know, right?
Where are you going? You're making this harder for me.
What questions are you gonna ask me so I know?
I'm a space alien. You're my dog.
You're the dog.
She's right
Yeah.
there. She left me all alone.
Bark.
This show is out of way on.
Wrap your shoulder. You're
Yum, yum,
What's this?
Alright. We only have like one question.
No, I'm not.
What, now we're coming to it?
You were gonna tell me that I don't know about that.
Something. Yeah, we
And
saw.
then after that, we grow the I had to keep it on so
We don't have a detail.
Yeah.
That's when we invert.
I can do the feet and the thing at the same exact time.
That's really good.
This is not gaming music.
It's not game music.
That's kind of weird.
It's time. The song It's Time from Imagine Dragons. No, Lana.
Oh.
Alright, now people.
You don't want it. It's the same as like
Oh yeah, that was really
It really hurt. Try to see his face again. Your
I'm tending to my sheep. I'm just like hit my leg when you're ready. Here, I can answer this. I need his face.
Double question.
How are you? We're both brothers here. I'm gonna be the internship. I'm gonna be the science time traveler.
20 years later, you're in Italy.
No! I can't keep up with my dog. I'm a dog.
Instead of you being the same guy, you're gonna be my brother.
I'm a dog brother. No, he's dead. He's
Wait,
dead.
oh,
okay, fine. Because I know that.
It's just I was laughing at my wall.
No, it's not. Arf. Oh, I have to arf. Arf. Hey, arf. Really?
No.
Ow.
Damn dog. So he was this, so I did this.
You can be the cat.
Okay.
Yeah.
How am I describing your cat?
Twice as experience.
No. Okay.
Well, I'm not being this. I'm not being this. He actually.
You're the dog. You don't know.
Yeah.
Alright, Phoebe.
First I smacked him.
You left it on my wall.
Feels like this is full of baby food.
First I smacked him because I'm more that didn't work. Then I punched him. That didn't work either.
So the sound.
I didn't think I was trying to
I got it. Show the only one I have.
Ready?
Stab in the liver.
No.
Yeah. According to legend, he died. Oh yeah.
He died because he had a heart attack. In the liver.
No, like, you know how when you do the name on the keys, they don't like.
Shepherd was strangled.
Oh my God.
No, brought to a shepherd with a shepherd. It rhymes with river. Okay. The sign bearer. A wolf has a shepherd.
I already did the sign.
Okay, just
And I'm not gonna do good
river.
river.
What are you gonna do? You left at my wall.
Wait, let me put the sign down.
I'm gonna see if there's okay, hurry up.
It's a miracle.
Yeah, it works.
Wait, does this say miracle fight?
That's wow.
I know. It's a good idea. You guys are supposed to be flying. It's silent. Wait, no,
Okay.
I got it covered. One action.
That was my notes.
You should try to stab him.
Copy everything. I'm mad.
Go.
Okay.
Alright, Hershey.
Radioactive mechanical metallic.
Yeah, that's true.
So we don't need this anymore? Nope. Okay, let's just use that one. Waiting for the phone. Stop. Ooh, good. Good. Let's go. Ooh, yeah. Since I gave you, make sure to reward me with a sheet. And I can see it because I'm a wolf.
Okay, I reward you with my sheet.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
How long I want the camera? What were you trying to sing? What?
Okay, I'm sweet and I gave it to the wolf and now my son's getting
Are you from my Xbox?
No, I'm not saying
Oh, whoa!
Alright, now we're raising, so this is our first time walking.
Ethan, in this thing, you'll be the cameraman. I'm gonna be the dog.
Whenever you guys feel like yeah, you should put that video. You should chop her off in the arena. It's like Wayne. It's like Wayne. It gets me. That's a break. You should say that. I just killed you.
If you want to make
Stop it.
I'm not even going to pass.
We'll have him.
My brother.
Alright, wait, look. Sammy gets the break here.
Come back and
You get this.
You have to say and then he says,
I'm all here.
alright, so,
I asked.
hey,
My brother.
Look at
But I asked
my
first.
bro's wall. It's like lame. I mean, I can't beat that to your brother. Mine's all
Okay, then, so I'll be that, whatever.
Oh, wait, where's the, oh yeah, I just like rolled so I have this.
Here, my voice cut once. Here, my voice cut twice. My voice cut 3 times. Alright. It is almost time for us to leave, so here's what happens. If you guys don't finish your skips, your raps, your interviews, your whatever is happening within you guys' group, you have to finish it before next week. Next week, I will be back on Tuesday, Wednesday. Yay! I'm here on Tuesday, Wednesday. For our bell ringer next week, we will perform these. Right? Yeah, we'll see then. So, talk within your groups if you guys didn't finish your skit. Make sure you finish it before next week. Alright, let's do the whole thing. We're taking it home. Okay, we can do it. Alright, really fast.
Since I have just sucked back.